I'm smart enough to.
So yeah, we're in, by the way.
Okay.
We're started.
Cool.
It's all good. So yeah, yo guys, Counterattack Podcast with myself, Daps. Guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing, all of that good stuff. Feedback from the last one's been really, really good. At this point, I've forgotten what last week's episode was, but we move. But yeah, guys, as always, we have another guest for you. Second time on the podcast, actually.
Yeah.
Second time, we might have to lean into that just a little bit. Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah. Second time on the podcast for this player here, but the first time was during lockdown. It was when it first happened. Right?
Yeah.
Because I remember we had you booked in, and you was meant to come to the studio, and then lockdown happened, and then whatever. So decided to get you on in the actual studio, and guys, we got Christian Kabasele.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good. You?
I'm good. We've been trying to get this one.
Many. We did many times like appointment, and last minute consult, but I've told you last week. This time is the good time. Right? No matter what's happened, we'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. To be honest, a lot of the time it's my fault because, especially with social media, I'm very with messages in my head. I reply.
I didn't want to say it, but it's good. It's good that you say
no,
yourself.
it's me. It's like sometimes I reply in my head and then but
no problem.
Yeah, no problem. We're here, but obviously you're fresh from yesterday's game.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that we managed to get you here today because after a game, I know what I'm like. Next day, I don't really want to do anything. I just want to chill. And you obviously played Liverpool yesterday.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into that. But how are you feeling in terms of your body? First and foremost.
Yeah, I feel a little bit tired because me after the game I cannot sleep so much.
Really?
So I slept like maybe 3-4 hours this night. But yeah, after the recovery of this morning, I slept like a couple of hours this afternoon, and I feel okay. It's not for me. It's not the day after the game when I feel the most tired. It's the second day. So tomorrow I will definitely be tired. But no, I'm happy. I'm happy to be here and have a chat with you.
Yeah. How come you can never sleep on the day?
Because you have
think about the game.
For me, I take like caffeine shots. So that plays this part, but as well there is the adrenaline of the game.
Yeah.
You think about your game, about what how the game went. What could you do better? What was good for you? So you try to replay your game in your mind and especially me after my games, I watch the games back at home. So I think about some specific action to try to improve for the next game. So there is a lot in my head. So my head is burning when I go to bed, and I wait the last minute when I almost start to feel asleep in the living room to go to my bed, because I know if I go to my bed like 11 o'clock, or I would just stay awake for nothing. So I rather stay as much as I can downstairs, and after I go sleep when I feel it's the right moment.
Okay, we're going to stay on yesterday, 'cause I was going to talk about it later, but we can just get into it now. You've gone over in your head last night's game. Have you watched it back?
Yeah.
Right. From your perspective, do you think there's much that, apart from the VAR, we're going to get to that VAR thing, but do you think you guys could have done much different in regards to yesterday's game because of the level of people you were playing? Do you think anything could have gone differently? And to be honest, it's just apart from the 2 goals, it wasn't a game where they were getting at you. So maybe the Jota header, but did you look back on it and think?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one because I have to say the cross is amazing. The cross is perfect, and from my point of view, I try to take a position to to like anticipate the cross. But at the last moment, I don't see the when Joe Gomez crossed the ball. So you can see on the images, I just react when the ball is in the air, just because I don't see the ball left his foot. And after maybe we lack of communication behind to take care of Jota, who's coming for my back. But you have to say that's I'm smiling because I remember the manager yesterday said there is no good goal to concede, because obviously when you concede you are not happy, but from Liverpool point of view it's a really good goal to score, because good goal to score, because the cross is perfect and the head of Jota as well is perfect.
To be fair, that cross, if Trent did that, everyone would be like but maybe because it's Joe Gomez, but it was a really, really good cross. And I think because it's you that's there, you're critical.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because it's you that's there. But I looked at that and I tried to see if maybe, is that a defender's fault? But I think from a neutral, you just have to look at it and just be like,
I'm critical because I think we could do better. But for as you said, you for a neutral point of view, you just say what a goal, a goal, and credit to Joe Gomez, because it wasn't easy to come in the team. He didn't have so much game time and to play out of his position, and he put a couple of good crosses. We cleared quite a lot of balls, but this one we were not able to clear it. And against a top team, you give that inch. It's a goal.
That's it. Yeah, and Liverpool just have this thing where it's almost like they're able to just do enough now to just get, win the game. And, they show their quality in those moments. And yesterday's game, when I saw the VAR decision, I thought, no way, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to say it. You don't have to say it, but...
No, but... To be honest, when you see the images, you have to say it's a penalty. It's a foul, but
really,
there is a lot of the problem is there is a lot of action like this in many games. But the thing is that sometimes it's given, sometimes it's not given. I take my example at Leeds from a corner. I think it was Cooper who do the same to me, put me on the ground, and actually we score from this action, but the referee just blow the whistle and give foul to Leeds, and the VAR couldn't intervene because the referee blow the whistle before. So is a inconsistency in this decision who makes me a little bit upset. And second point, I think it wasn't maybe the right moment for the VAR to intervene, because we were looking at each other with Liverpool players and even us. We were asking what's going on, what did they check, and even the Liverpool players, they didn't know. So we said the VAR is for clear and obvious error, and obviously it wasn't clear and obvious because the ball wasn't going there and nobody claimed for it. So
I was just about to say that had it been a thing where the foul happened when the ball was coming to him, I would have been like, do you know what? I can see why he gave it. But the ball got cleared. There was no way he was ever going to get the ball. And then it happened however many minutes later. For me, I was just like, you know what? I don't like that one bit. And I wish they didn't. I wish they didn't give it. But, for someone like you guys who are fighting for it at the bottom, for that to go against you, in the changing room after, what was the overall mood like?
We were disappointed. We were disappointed because we had the feeling that if it's still 1-0, maybe we will have a free kicks or whatever to come back in the game. It was sad, but this is football. We need to clear our mind and focus on the next big game next week.
Yeah, you guys got April. April's a big month for you lot. Yeah. So when I'm looking at some of your fixtures off the top of my head, I know you got Burnley. I know you have
Leeds,
Leeds.
Brentford, Burnley, Man City.
Yeah, no, Man City, but the ones in and around you.
Yeah, we
think
have
you have
the
Leeds,
three
Burnley.
Leeds, Brentford, and Burnley.
Brentford
So
is
three cup finals.
yeah,
Cup
100%. And would you say at the end of April, obviously you guys are hopeful of staying up, but would you say those are the games after those games you'd be looking at it thinking, clearer as to if you can stay up and if you're gonna go down?
Yes, of course, because when you see the team on the top for Liverpool, for Man City, everything is playing now because they play against each other twice, and for us at the bottom is the same thing. This is the decisive moment of the season. Everything is being played on these three games. If we are not able to win these three games, it's simple. We don't deserve to stay in this league. When you are not able to beat the team around you, it becomes difficult to try to say we deserve to stay in the Premier League. No, if you are not able to beat the team around you, it just means that you are not good enough for this league, and it will be only down to us, and we will be the only one to blame for this.
Yeah. Hopefully, you guys, because I like Watford, it's a good local club. So hopefully you guys can do it. But, so obviously, since you've been on the podcast before, you've gone down and you've come back up.
Yeah.
Like, even for you that's been at the club, so how many promotions have you gone through with the club?
Just one. Yeah.
Just one?
Yeah, it's my 6th year at the club and the 5th in the Premier League.
5th in the Premier. Oh wow, I forgot that you got. So when you were in the Premier League before, you lot must have been there for.
I was there 2016, since 2016.
No,
so
but how many years on the row were you lot in the Premier League?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
Oh, I don't know why in my head, and a lot of people they look at Watford as if you guys just.
Yeah, that's the thing, because maybe we are a small club, but nobody talk about, but. Yes, since 2016, we've been playing in the Premier League for 5 years. So it's not a bad record. It's just now the situation is that we are on the bottom. So everybody start to think, this is a yo-yo club. But no, it's just and actually it's just the second time for my 5 year in the Premier League that we are really involved in the relegation battle until April. So
crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. Okay, but so last year, when you were in the Championship, you were a load of people's favourites to come back up. How difficult is Championship football first? Because a load of people who have played in both Premier League and Championship, they say Championship is a hard league.
It's really hard. And I remember after the first game, I was really, really tired because it's a big battle. It's a totally different football from the Premier League. It's more physical. I will say, without lacking any respect to anyone, but as well less technical. It's just about the fight, when you have 46 games and you have to play every 3 days, and you have to go to not the best conditions that as we have in the Premier League. It's really, really difficult in the head, and is a tough battle. And we don't want to go back there because we know how tough it is to win even 1 point in this league. And next season it will be even harder because the crowd will be back. So this is something that we will maybe have to deal with as well.
Was there a game that you remember in the Championship where you thought to yourself, I don't want to be doing this next year? We need to get promoted. There must be tough games in that Championship.
I think the game at Luton.
Oh really?
The game at Luton, because the pitch wasn't good. The stadium is really, really small. The changing room are not the best one, and we were looking at each other, and we took this as well as a motivation. We want to play in the best condition possible. So put this image of this pitch, of this stadium, and put it in your mind, and think about this whenever you think that you something become difficult to go back in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Use this as a motivation to go back in the best stadium in the country. So this game was really tough in terms of the conditions of playing.
And this season, you've missed quite a few games because of injury, and then also to try get back into the club. How difficult was it for you? Because for me, you've always just been, since you've been there, like a mainstay. Like you're always playing for me. Like, how difficult has it been looking on from the sides? And has this been your longest period out of the team this season?
It's difficult. It's difficult because I'm the kind of player who's taking care about everything on and outside of the pitch. I try to do a lot of work, prevention work. I try to get the good sleep, the good food that I have to that my body needs to be good. And when you get an injury, it's quite unlucky. And I had the feeling that every time I had an injury, it's a big injury. It's minimum like 6 weeks out. It's really difficult in the head. But I try to switch my mind and focus on my recovery. And when I was able to do that this season, I pick up another injury. So and an injury before a game that I was probably starting. The game at Brentford. So again, it's the same thing in your mind. You think about what could you do better to avoid this, but basically with me, I couldn't do anything more than I was doing. So it was really frustrating, and it's a mental fight every time to come back in the team. And when I come back in the team, I had a chat with Ranieri, and he told me that you will have the chance to play because I like you. And I just played one game and he was out. So again, new manager come in and he chose different players who did well. I have to say Samir and Greg were amazing with him when they started to play. So I had to wait for my chance, and inside of me I was sure that when my chance will come, I will do the job because I know the league, I know my qualities, and I love the Premier League so much that I will do anything to stay on the pitch and to stay in this league.
Yeah, man. But now that you're back, and it's funny you mentioned that because obviously Ranieri was there, before, and now Roy Hodgson's there. Last time I spoke to you, I remember bringing it up that you guys always just seem to be changing manager. At this point, is it just not normal, but have you just become accustomed to, okay, a new manager's coming, we have to start again now? Like, are you just used to it now at your club? Because with all due respect, your managers change like all the time, and that doesn't look like it's going to change. So how do you react when that happens? Do you just think, okay? And did you expect Ranieri to actually, get the sack as well?
We react always the same way. As you said, we are used to this now. So I think I had like I must have like 10, 11 or 12 managers since I'm in Watford. But we know how the club is. We know how they like to be with the managers, and I don't want anybody to start to think the players decide when the managers go out or something like this, or when we lose 2 games in a row, the players start to give up because they were waiting for the next man. No, I think we never had this kind of discussion between us, the player, in terms of it's time for the manager to go or something like this. No, we try to do our best on the pitch to get the better result as is possible, but sometimes something is wrong, and after we cannot control what the owner or the sport director will do with the manager. But we don't have this mindset of we lose 3 games, so let's win a couple of more and we will have a new manager. No, we want as well. You want always to win every game, but sometimes there is things that you cannot control.
But surely, after, let's say you lose 2 games, 3 games, do you ever think to yourself, the way this club is, I wouldn't be surprised if the manager
of
goes.
Course.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course, you feel like this. You feel like this because there is always this how to say this chance of a manager being sacked if the results are not there. And sometimes you can think that maybe we'll stay 2 or 3 games more and it will be gone. But I mean, it doesn't. For me personally, it doesn't affect how I play on the pitch. Even if a manager doesn't play me, I don't start to think, I will work less because in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, if we keep losing, it will be gone. No, I still have the same mindset. Try to give my best on the pitch and try to help the team as much as I can.
Okay, so on the whole management situation, before we move on, if you had to look back at some of the managers that have gone, which one has surprised you the most when they got rid of him? We say there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot, but I think Nigel Person.
Oh, really? That's the one that...
because, we are 2 games before the end of the season and you cannot imagine that your manager, especially the situation where we were, that the manager will be sacked 2 games before the end, because you think that it's impossible that they get a new manager for 2 games before the end of the season. I think it was the last week or the last 2 weeks. So we didn't even think about this after the West Ham game. Everybody was surprised. So this one was the most surprising sack. Yeah.
And do you as players even get information like why it happened, or you just think that's it? Who's the one that's most likely in the who's the one that's most likely in the group chat to say something about it out of all of you lot?
Ben
Foster.
I would say, when something like this happen, it's always like the player who stayed the most at the club, who have like some kind of discussion with the board, but people sometimes think that we know before everybody that a manager will be sacked, but sometimes we just found out on internet that a manager will be sacked.
I think a lot of people outside of the club probably don't think that you guys know, because it happens so often.
There was some few. I think there was few people who think probably the players get the news before the statement on Twitter or whatever. But no, we just get the news when everybody gets the news as well.
Now, Roy Hodgson, new manager. It's not his first time around the Premier League club, trying to save them. What's he like as a manager? Because within English football and just football around the world, he's a really loved coach. Can you see why instantly, with him being at the club, why he's loved and why he gets results?
Yeah, because he's straightforward in what he wants and what he expects from the players. It doesn't give you too much principles. It doesn't give you too much different kind of training session. It's just you defenders, you have to do this. You midfielder, you have to play like this. You strikers, you have to move like this and like this. And these 2 or 3 principles for each position. You repeat it a lot during training session, and after when you go in the game, you just do it like natural because you did it so much at the training ground. So So yeah, you can see what he brings, what he brings to the club. First and foremost, we get all the clean sheet with him. We conceded less goal than before. Yeah, in terms of organization, this is what we needed, and maybe this is something that we needed before. And I have the feeling that maybe if he was at the club sooner, we will not be in this position. But
I was gonna say that
we cannot control the past. We just try to control what's going on in the future, and try to get out of this position.
Yeah, it must be so hard now, because when you do interviews and stuff like that, people talk about a relegation battle. Do you just you must be tired of hearing about a relegation battle, but at the same time, it's the situation that is.
Yeah, I know. I'm tired of this, but I mean, people just do their work from the pundits or even the fans from other team. They just talk about a situation and why we are in this situation. Is it because of the pundits? Is it because of the fans or the owner? Or no, is it because of the player and because of us? So if people talk like this about Watford, it's just because of us, because we didn't do the job on the pitch. And I repeat, when you look how many games we won against the team around us, is not enough.
Yeah.
We lost 20 games. It's too much for a team who wants to stay in the Premier League. So yeah, we are the only responsible in this situation, and the good thing is that we still have the chance to change the situation, but we are not expected someone to come from outside and save us. Again, it's the faces that we see every day in the changing room who will change the future of the club.
Okay, enough about relegation now. Right, what I did want to ask you is that you've been in the league now since what? It's been 6 years? Yeah, 6 years now. You've been there 6 years now. Have you noticed barring the one season championship or whatever, have you noticed the quality difference in the Premier League over the years? And do you think it's got better, or do you think it's dipped over the years, like from when you first come to now? If you had to look at it,
it's getting better. It's getting better because a lot of top players now come much more in the league. It's difficult to take points against anyone in this league, but this is not new. But you have a lot more teams who try to play football now. When I came, there were not so much team who tried to play football. It was more direct football.
Like Burnley.
Burnley. It's like I respect how they play football. I think there is no one who can play Burnley, because what they do is they do it so good. They are so good at what they do. I know that people maybe doesn't like this kind of football, but you have when you play against them, and I think is one of the toughest team to play against in the Premier League, because they are probably the only one now who is still playing like this. But it's credit to their manager, because they are still in this league. They never go down. So what would they change the way of playing if it works? So I don't want to criticize them for whatever, because it works, but it's really tough to play against them. But now we have a lot of teams who try to play more football, and that's why I think the league is getting better.
What type of strikers do you hate playing against? Not hate, because you like just the challenge of all players, I'm sure. But is there a certain striker you maybe, when you're coming up against him, you just know it's going to be a tough day?
Yeah, the strikers who wants a lot in behind, because there is no defenders who like to run towards the goal, So it's difficult to play this kind of player. And
like Jamie Vardy.
Yeah, Jamie Vardy is what? Yeah, I know. I don't have to talk about a lot about him because I think my face said it all. But yeah, his movement is unbelievable. How he has the ball, how we take the space. He's so quick, so fast, and he's the kind of player who, when you have he's running towards you and you have the ball at your feet, he doesn't stop to chase you and try to catch the ball. So yeah, it's really really difficult to play against him.
I find now that strikers, a lot of them, back in the day when I used to watch football, used to get a load of those sort of strikers. Whereas now, I feel like a load of strikers just want the ball to feet all the time. So when you do get the ones like Jamie Vardy, it's like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
And for 90 minutes. And also, actually, in terms of strikers, do you feel like a lot of the threat now is more from the wingers rather than the strikers? Or do you still feel like, no, the strikers are...
Yeah, the main threat will always be the strikers, but you talk about the wingers. A lot of teams now playing with wingers on the wrong foot. So like for example, Rafinha in Leeds, he's playing on the right side, but come inside with his left foot. So
good player.
So yeah, he's really really good player. So there is a lot of threat in every part of the attack of each Premier League teams, and that's why the league is so good, because in every single team you can pick at least 2 players who can make the difference. So yeah, it's really tough to be a defender, and you can see it by the numbers. I know that a lot of Watford fans are complaining because we have conceded a lot of goals, but you can see as well a lot of teams, when you compare with the other leagues, a lot of teams concede a lot of goals. So that and a lot of teams have good defenders, but the opposition are so good, and the level of the other players are so good that when you defend well for 85 minutes, just like this, a top player will make the difference. So yeah, it's really really difficult to defend here.
Yeah, which players this year that you've played against or not in the Premier League have impressed you this year, who you enjoy watching? Are you going to pick a defender?
This year only, or maybe in general? Because
okay, let me give in general, because I feel like you want to give me in general.
Yeah, I have to say that, and I talk a lot about this with my friends. Every time I play against Paul Pogba, I'm like, wow. Because he has a very good quality. He has everything. His physicality. He has a good I would say this good vision as well to pick up a pass. But the only thing with Pogba is maybe he's not in the right club in the right moment, and he doesn't get the credit he deserves. But every time I play against Pogba, I feel like what a player, a top player. Yeah.
It's funny because Pogba, and regardless of if the fact that I support Arsenal or not, Pogba for me is one of the best in the world, given. But for whatever reason, and we can talk about why, but it's whatever, he doesn't get that respect. Yeah. And I feel like if you watch him, you could just see that he's just miles apart from a lot of people. But then, and I used to just think, why couldn't he do it all the time or whatever? This is years ago. And then someone I know said to me that, how many people do you know? How many people do you know on Pogba's level who are playing in teams who, and they're not on people of that same level? And no disrespect to, Fred McTominay or whatever, but they're not on that level. And it's so good when I hear people like you who have actually played against him just single him out and just be like, he's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. I remember 2 years ago we were playing against them at Watford. We were leading 2-0, and he was on the bench, and
he came on.
He played 30 minutes, but I think when he came on, United created the most chances, the more chances than they did the first 60 minutes. So So yeah, I think he's really unlucky because he's in a team in a constant building.
Yeah.
I would say Man United, and maybe with 2 or 3 more trophies, he will get more credits. But unfortunately, it doesn't work for the team since Ferguson left. But yeah, I mean he's a top player.
I'm so happy you said that. For me, the best thing that can happen, Arsenal will get Champions League. Pogba comes on a free. It will never happen, but hopefully, in my
you play Football
dreams.
Manager. I can make it happen in Football Manager.
Oh, you play Football Manager, don't you?
Yeah, I play a lot.
Okay, how's that going for you this year?
Yeah, it's going good. Obviously I took Newcastle because I had a lot of money to spend. But I love to play this game because when you go to like yesterday, you go to Liverpool, and the day before you have to go travel there. You stay at the hotel, and it's the perfect game to spend the day. Yeah.
Do you by yourself?
No, I send some scout to see if I'm good enough or not, and at the end I by myself.
Okay.
Anyway, regardless of the scout,
yeah. But on to other celebratory things. 100 Premier League appearances.
Yeah.
So you're in the 100 club, and coming from where you're from and growing up, however you grew up, could you ever, in your wildest dreams, imagine that you would get 100 Premier League games?
No, never, because people have to know that I decided really, really late to become a football player. I think it was when I turned 18 years old.
Oh wow!
So at the same moment I was playing football, and I started to go university in Belgium. And at that moment, the team where I was wanted to put me in the first team, and to become give me a professional contract. And at that time, I spoke to my father, and we thought that it's better for me to do either school 100% or either football 100%.
Yeah.
So we decided to go full at football to see how it goes. And after that, it's only at 23 years old I changed position. So I was striker. I started striker.
Defenders always start off as strikers.
Yeah. And
were you any good
as a striker?
Yeah.
If I change position,
what does that say?
if I change position, yeah, I think I was good as a striker, but I missed the goals.
Yeah.
I work well for the team, but I missed the goals. And 23 years old, one defender gets injured in my team, and the manager come to me and say, you will play as defender. We will see how it goes. And I played the first game of the season, and we won 4-0. And my journey as a defender started. And as you said, last week I did 100 Premier League appearances. Yeah. So yeah, I'm proud. I'm proud of this because a lot of people didn't believe in me. You will not play 5 minutes in first league in Belgium back at the time. In Watford, I heard a lot of rumors about Kabasele will you go there or whatever. And at the end, I'm still here, 6 years here, and 100 Premier League appearances. So yeah, it's a great achievement for me.
Yeah, no, honestly, and if you're not gonna celebrate that as hard as you should, then I'll do it for you, because it's not easy to stay at the top. You see players who might play one game and then they just disappear. So to play 100, and that's just in the Premier League, that's not 100 career, that's just in the Premier League. To do that, it's really, really, really good. And honestly, hopefully there's another 100 or so.
Yeah,
in there.
I hope, and to add something on what you say is, in the Premier League you don't get so many chances because of the money of the teams. I mean, if you don't have the level in the Premier League, the board will say we take another player on his place because he's not good enough. So you have to be strong in the head. You have to fight every day for your place. And when I look at Watford, a lot of defenders came. But at the end, I think Greg Katkar and me are the only one staying at Watford for the moment for many years. So yeah, it's really tough because you need to fight for your place every single day, and hopefully with Watford, I will be able to achieve 100 more.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, right? Because I've noticed the amount of defenders that are in, and I remember watching you guys earlier on in the season. No, you was injured actually for that game, but I was watching you guys, and I asked you, it was against Arsenal.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that, and you said you weren't playing, but you was injured. But I didn't know you was injured. So in my head, I was saying, "Oh my gosh, like, they've kicked him out of the team or whatever." But when you were not kicked out of the team, but you just weren't getting picked. But when you see that they bring defenders in, do you ever get that thing in your chest like, oh, it might be over for me? Especially considering, they change managers all the time, and if a new manager comes in, all of a sudden you might not get a look in. Do you ever feel to yourself like, oh, this is a bit of a sticky situation, or are you just comfortable knowing that?
No, I'm comfortable because we play in the Premier League, and the Premier League is the place where you have the best player in the world. So for sure, at some point, when the defense is not doing good, the board will find some a way to improve the defense and buy new players. But when I say that I'm comfortable, is that with the experience that I have now and the games that I've played in the past, I know exactly what I have to do to try to have a chance to play again. So I trust my qualities, and I trust my work ethic. I will say to no matter how many defenders they will bring. Inside of me, I'm sure that at some point I will get a chance, and when I get my chance, I will stay in the team. So yeah, I'm comfortable with this. I'm not the kind of player who start to stress or start to panicking when they buy defenders. No, I know that if I'm doing the job on the pitch, they will not put me out. So
yeah.
So no, I have absolutely no problem with this. I'm fine with this, and it's not a big deal to have other player in your position, because like this, it urge you to improve your game and to stay at the highest level possible.
Okay, cool. How does your club feel about let's say Ben Foster, because he's become a bit of a media influencer, let's just say. How does what's that like around your club when you see him? Because I'm not sure he does it so much now, but I know in the Championship he used to walk around with his camera and whatever. I don't know if he does it a lot now, but what was that like for you guys? Did you start to think that if you have a conversation with him, it might end up on his channel, or is it just just normal?
No,
now?
because you see it straight away when he has his video on with him. But personally, we found this funny, because you walking around and you start to heard from far away on the training ground, it's Ben Foster, and you see him like this with his camera. So no, I found it quite funny. As long as he's comfortable with this, as long as the club, because I guess that if he's doing this, is because the club as well is comfortable with this. So it's not the big issue. He start to, sorry to say this, but he start to be at the end of his career. He's getting gold, so he needs to find another way to win maybe some money. And I think he had a great idea of this, to put the GoPro in the goal in the Championship was as well a good experience for the fans who couldn't come to the game. So I found it. For me, I have no problem.
I think for a load of fans that you were saying, I think it's just good. And I'm always talking about how in America, the athletes are allowed to be themselves and show themselves and be. But over here, it's very robotic.
Yeah, everything is controlled.
Everything is controlled. So it's good when all of a sudden you see that he's doing what he's doing and he's giving an insight back and you're getting some of his personality. But I think what also helps is the fact that he's still performing.
Yeah, of course.
I think if he wasn't performing,
if you are now a young player and you start to play in the Premier League, I don't think you will be able to do this. I mean, he proved that he's still a Premier League goalkeeper, and yeah, he give him this opportunity to doing this.
I forgot who it was, but I've heard, I think at least from 2 people about Ben Foster, that in training you wouldn't think he's as good as he is, but then in match days he's just like ridiculous.
I saw him as well doing some great saves at training. So yeah, for me it's still the same. He's committed to his work to because he loves playing football, and to have him around to help us in this kind of situation is good. It's good for the team.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so another thing I want to talk about, and you can use your media to swerve this if you want. So, me as a Nigerian, do you know where I'm going with this?
I don't know.
Me as a Nigerian, there was this whole thing with Emmanuel Dennis.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. We don't need to get into what happened because it's in the past. All I wanted to ask about that was, outside of the club, a load of Nigerians were really angry or whatever. Did that translate to you guys? Did you guys actually know how big of a deal it was to Nigerians at the time? Or was it just a thing where you maybe just didn't realize? Forget about what happened or whatever, but did you know how big of a deal it was to Nigerians?
Yeah, I realized it when I start to see a lot of comments on
the
Watford. Yeah. So we had the Nigerians, the Moroccans. Who else? I think we had a lot. We pissed off a lot of people in Africa. Yeah, because it's funny because you start at the Senegalese as well was funny.
Oh, because of Ishmael.
Yeah, the club was putting some footage of the training ground, and you see the comments, 200 comments, 300 comments.
Yeah.
I will not say what they put, but free Sar or free Dennis.
Yeah.
So yeah, we realized that it was a big deal for them, but after there was a lot of things that people doesn't know exactly about the story. I don't have to talk too much about this, but it's normal because they just see what the media says, and obviously they protect their country, but it wasn't at the end, it wasn't a big deal. So now you can see that he joined the team. So
and
unfortunately you're not qualified for the World Cup, but yeah, it was funny to see the comments.
Yeah, I think for me it was incredibly funny, and I think what made it funnier was because I don't know if Watford social media were doing it on purpose or not. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe because like this you can win some followers. You can have more followers by doing things like this. But about, it's good that say this about social media. Me, I'm the kind of guy who don't take social media too seriously, because you can take half of this comment. Nobody will come to the street and say what the people write on the phone, on the laptop or whatever. So when I look the social media, I don't take too much serious, because if I take this too seriously, I would probably be depressed at the end of the day. Yeah.
How hard is it to not like take in some of the things you see on social media? Not about like bad comments, like I'm talking more about performances and stuff like that. Like, are you able to, do you just hear it and just think, oh, whatever? Or is there ever a time when, someone might have an opinion of you and their opinion actually holds weight?
For me, no.
Does it depend who it's coming from?
Because, when I put something on social media, most of the comments are positive. And
I'm talking more about like performances. So if you perform, let's say a pundit tomorrow against so you're against Liverpool. If he says, "Oh, Kabasele was absolutely rubbish," and blah 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 blah, would that bother you?
no, because if I was, he's paid to say this. I have absolutely no problem with this.
Yeah.
As long as when I see this pundit face to face, he's able to repeat what he said, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's too easy to talk. I don't know, many kilometers away from the player and say, yeah, he was rubbish. But when I see you after, you say, how you were top player or something like this. As long as he's able to say the things after when I see him face to face, I have no problem with it. He's paying for this. I will not be affected at all with the comment. It's part of the job, you know. It's part of the job. So we get, like people say, we get a lot of money. Is to deal with this kind of comment, the comment of the fan, of the pundits. So I will be maybe more affected if it come from my manager in front of the other player. So no, from the pundits, I to be honest, I don't care.
Yeah, no, fair enough. If in terms of pundits, is there any pundit in particular that you like to listen to or you like their opinion?
Michael Richards.
Oh, you like Michael?
Oh, yeah. When you start to laugh, it brings you something more, and I like the like the duo he's doing with Roy Keane, because you have two different characters.
Totally different characters.
It's good for TV, and again, people should not take this too much seriously as well. TV is a show. People are there to entertain, and because I saw sometimes some comments, he should not laugh like this. He doesn't take his job seriously, but this is a show. You can talk about football seriously, and 5 minutes later say some bender. So no, I think it's quite fresh for everybody to see somebody like him and give this positive image.
Yeah, 100%. I do like him a lot, and it's funny. My favorite is probably Roy Keane.
Oh yeah, he's funny.
Honestly,
he's not funny. Not funny, but when Manchester is losing a game, sometimes I don't watch the game, but I saw Manchester lost, so I
you got to see
switch on Sky and
I think it's so, and I think a lot of it is because of Michael Richards. He's so serious, but now he's added, like, he's human now.
Yeah.
Because Michael Richards doesn't care for that. He just always gives the jokes and everything. But I do definitely still like him. But on to other things as well. In regards to Premier League this year, I think it's been a really good season this year. Right now, at the top of the table, we have Man City and Liverpool going at it.
Yeah.
Man City obviously top right now, but Liverpool are pushing them, and I think they're playing next week, actually.
Yeah.
Right now, as it stands, and you lot are fresh off playing Liverpool, as it stands, if you had to lean towards a certain team getting, the Premier League this year, and I know there's still a long way to go, who's your, like, not money on, but who would you tip to be the winners at the end of the season?
It's really difficult because we have two big teams. When you see that Liverpool were, I think, 14 points behind Man City, and they are able to catch them down. Sorry. And we are able. They are able to catch them now. Yeah, you always tend to put your money on the team who doesn't win the league last season, and I would maybe say that Liverpool they will be maybe able to catch Man City at the end, because, as I said, it's maybe easier to chase than to being the team who's being chased. So yeah, but it's so difficult because, as I said, there are two huge teams. I don't see any weaknesses in their team. So yeah, it's good. It's good for the league at the end, because to have this battle until the end, it's for, it's amazing for the fans.
Yeah, I think at the beginning of the season, I said I think Man City will win it at the beginning of the season. I still think they'll do it, but I think next weekend is so pivotal, because right now Liverpool, they just look like they're in their zone,
Yeah.
where they don't even have to play the greatest, but they somehow manage to just get the results. And like you said, Man City also don't look like they have any real weaknesses. So I don't know. We'll see how it folds next. I mean, how it all pans out next week. And
And if I have something to add more, is that I would love to see Anfield Road full, and they are able to win the title, because the last time they win the title, it was during the pandemic.
the COVID one.
Yeah, to have Anfield maybe full when they get the title, I think it will be something nice to see as well. So yeah, I would say maybe Liverpool can do it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at the um the World Cup groups, and Belgium's group. I'm just bringing this up because obviously, Belgium's group. So you got Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. Quickly on that group, what do you think Belgium's chances are going to be like getting through that group?
Yeah, I think if you don't finish in the top two in this group, it will be a huge disappointment. In the World Cup, each game is difficult, so the game will have to be played. But obviously, Belgium is the favorite of this group, and it's probably the last chance for the golden generation to win something. So everybody is ready to give 200% to this World Cup.
In the back of your mind, without putting the pressure on you, are you hoping? Well, it's a silly question, to be on that plane to the World Cup as well.
Of course,
yeah, it's
of course, because when you play in the Premier League, and you are able to play all the season at a good level, is difficult for any national team to not pick you in the squad. So yeah, if I'm able to stay in the league to play until the end of the season, and next season to play Premier League football, why not being in the Belgium squad? Yeah, and once again, it's up to me to do the job. During all my career, nobody give me something and give me the chance like this. Go and play.
Yeah,
I always had to fight to have what I have today. So it's another fight for me, and I'm ready for this.
Okay, love that, man. Well, hopefully you can be there. When I'm looking at, is Thomas Vermaelen still pushing it for Belgium?
Now he's in the coaching staff. He's in the coaching staff.
Now?
Yeah, he's an assistant coach now.
How long's that been? Because I remember him still playing.
Since January he stopped.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I know you got Boyata. Is who's the other one?
Denayer, Vertonghen, Alderweireld.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So
there is still competition there, but obviously it's the highest level in the football, so you will have competition for position.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What we're gonna do now, and we've been doing this with our guest to wrap up, is they have to name their team so far of the season, just so far. So we're gonna go. I don't know what formation you want to go with.
4-3-3.
4-3-3. Okay, cool. So if you had to pick your team of the season, Premier League team of the season, first, in goal, who would you go with?
In goal, I think Alisson.
Oh, really?
Alisson is the best, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, maybe it's because we played them yesterday as well. He did one good save.
Yeah.
But I saw him as well many times saving Liverpool, because they play so high on the pitch that he has a lot of situation 1v1, and maybe we don't see them a lot. We don't notice it a lot, but he's able sometimes to go out of his goal and to clear the ball out. So Yeah, I think for the moment he's the best
Right,
goalkeeper.
right back.
Should we have to discuss about this?
I don't know who you're gonna pick.
You know who I will pick,
Trent.
of course.
Okay, cool,
Of course,
cool.
I think he has to be there because he has numbers of a number 10 for right back. He's incredible. He's young. He's still young. That's the crazy thing. He's still young, but he has a plenty more potential to give to Liverpool and to England. So yeah, he's on course to be the best right back in the Premier League history, I think.
Yeah, nah, he is on course. Yeah,
Maybe he's already.
No.
He's already.
No, we're not doing
No?
that. We're not doing that today. We're not
Who?
doing that today, Christian.
Who is?
In history, you can't. I think because it's still so early. If he continues how he is, then I won't even debate that. But I think right now there's people who over the course of their careers have shown to be consistent and reliable over periods of time. So
Yeah, I think he's in the battle with Gary Neville.
Gary Neville,
Yeah, that's maybe the only two. But if he's able to, because I don't see anyone who gets more assists than
but
him,
that's
you know?
okay. So this is what we're not going to do this today.
And yeah, I know the stats
We're
change a lot. But
I like my defenders to defend first. And Trent, I love Trent. But then when I look at my sort of defenders, and maybe it's just a preference thing, I think right now Trent is the best. Yeah, right now. But I like players like Aspilicueta. Do you know what I mean?
as well.
I like Loren from before and
Yeah.
and those type of people. So, but don't get me wrong, if Trent continues, he's definitely going to go there.
Yeah.
But left back,
Left back. Yeah, it's difficult when you don't have the names like this because
I can give you Robertson, Cancelo.
Cancelo, I forget him. Yeah, Cancelo.
Cancelo.
Yeah. What a player. Oh, what a player. I remember sorry. I remember the assist he gave to Raheem Sterling, you know, outside foot.
Outside of the foot, yeah.
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 Oh yeah,
He can play
he's up
anywhere
there. Yeah.
on that pitch.
Yeah, he's so good. And as well, because now in modern football you expect your defenders to give something more with the ball to be top. So
yeah.
Yeah,
He's really good.
Yeah.
Your positions. This is going to be interesting, actually. 2 centre backs.
Yeah, I think it's a tough one because I have 3 players for this position. Van Dijk, obviously, Matip, and Rudiger. I think they've been incredible this season, and I will maybe put Matip because everybody's
really
talking about Van Dijk, but the job he's doing for Liverpool this season is incredible. He was a little bit like me as well last season's injury prone, but now he's able to play week in week out, and he's a really really good defender.
Yeah,
really good.
So Matip and
I have to say Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Van Dijk, he's so calm with the ball. He's
them two
a
together.
Proper leader. Yeah,
they're
they are
ridiculous.
so tough to beat.
I went to watch Arsenal versus Liverpool at the Emirates, and watching them two, no matter what Arsenal did, like in game, you could just see how they're just so good.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah, just it's ridiculous. Okay, 3 centre mids. Who you got?
That's difficult, huh? Really, really difficult. So I will pick De Bruyne. That's the one.
De Bruyne.
So yeah, De Bruyne.
Who else is there? You got Bruno, Fabinho, Odegaard, Partey. Declan Rice,
Oh, la, la. Oh, yeah, is this?
Tom Cleverley.
Yeah, is it? He's smiling. Yeah, so
Into the mic.
one De Bruyne.
Do you want to come back to the centre mids?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll
let's
come
do the
back.
strikers.
So right now we've got De Bruyne because he's Belgian. But no, I'm joking.
Because he's
Okay, so
we are lucky that he's Belgium.
yeah.
by the way. Yeah.
Just on him very quickly. Honestly, we spoke about Pogba, but KDB is there as well.
Yeah, of
'cause
course.
He's honestly,
He's
man.
one of the best.
It's funny because he had a few injuries before.
Yeah.
And it's like this is why football is so ridiculous because they forget all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And now that he's back to his normal self, all of a sudden,
Yeah.
De Bruyne.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember at the beginning of the season, because people didn't know, maybe he played against Italy during the Euro with a big injury at the ankle. So after, when you start the season, you will be not, ready to start like at your top level. But now you can see what kind of player he is.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So left wing, right wing, whichever one you want to do first.
Yeah, Salah on one wing.
Salah on one wing.
On the other wing, I will pick. You waiting? Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to see if you're gonna say who I want you to say.
On one wing, I will pick. I think he's doing an incredible season. Is Diego Jota?
Okay, on the wing.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
on the wing, and as a striker,
I thought he was gonna put Jota striker, but it's your team. So.
yeah, I'm the one who's playing Football Manager.
Yeah, you are actually. Why you didn't put yourself there?
4 striker.
Not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy.
That's because the strikers they're not really.
Yeah,
You don't really have a lot to pick from this season. So
yeah, because previous season you had like a lot of strikers with a lot of goals, but this season is more wingers who gets the goals.
I mean, Harry Kane's come back into form.
Yeah, it starts slowly.
Oh, I started so slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what? I would put Jota out striker, and I pick Heung-min Son on the left.
Who?
On Son from Tottenham.
Oh, Son, yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's cool. And you got another 2 centre midfielders? So let me try to throw some more out there. Kovacic, Kante, Rodri, Gundogan, Fabinho, Henderson, Thiago, Declan Rice, I've already said, Tielemans, Ndidi, Ward-Prowse, Jorginho.
These two positions. Because you said especially for the season, and I will say Kante.
Kante,
Yeah.
Kante, De Bruyne.
Kante, De Bruyne. And I will pick as well Bernardo Silva.
Oh yes,
Bernardo
good.
Silva.
Yeah, very very good choice.
Bernardo Silva because he's running a lot and
he's dribbling.
He never lose a ball.
Okay,
Never
cool.
lose a ball.
Cool. So your team is Alisson in goal, Trent right back, left back Cancelo, centre back Virgil and Matip. In centre mid we have Kante, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and then we've got Salah, Jota, and Heung-min Son. That's a good team. I'll see how it compares to some of the other team, but that's a very very good team. I was hoping you put Saka in there. I was hoping he was going to put Saka,
yeah.
but You didn't put Saka.
Yeah. I have to say he's good as well.
Yeah, he's having a very, very good season.
Yeah.
And Odegaard, maybe, but you know. Oh yeah, you didn't play the game against us, but I wonder what they were saying about that game after, like in the changing room against the one against Arsenal. What were you lot saying about Arsenal? Were you lot saying, "Oh, good team"?
Yeah, because the 3 goals that they scored that day was quality goals. Each one of them. There was maybe one we gave them the ball away for the second, for the Saka finish, but
cleverly
but every goals were like one touch combination and finish. The finish was so good. But I have to say that we were not too bad in this game.
Yeah,
we could pick up something.
Yeah,
but yeah. You know, I was an Arsenal fan when I was younger.
Oh, really?
And the kid inside of me wants to see a Premier League with a strong Arsenal, because I think they've always been a massive club for the Premier League. And if you are able to have a team like Arsenal competing again for the Champions League places, is good for the English football. And credits to Miguel Arteta as well, because he gets a lot of criticized. He got a lot of critics this season, and he was able to change something tactically to get the best of the team. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what the North Derby when the North Derby London will be played, because I think it will be a massive game for the fourth place.
Honestly, and it just goes to show as well, actually, what happens when you give a manager time.
Yeah,
because now there's no time in football.
Yeah, of course.
But when you give a manager time, they can actually turn it around, and so he's very lucky. I'm not gonna ever, say otherwise, because any other manager would have been sacked. And it's not that I want him to go. I'm just saying I understand how lucky he is, and you just have to look at a club like yours, where the manager doesn't even have to do much wrong at sometimes, and it gets messed up and they get the sack. But
the thing is that it's maybe easier when you are on the top of the table, the top or first part of the table, to give time to manager. When you are on the bottom, you get faster the stress of being relegated. So that's why maybe when the bottom, the other half of the team, bottom half of the table, they don't get so many time for the managers.
Okay, cool. But thank you for coming on.
Welcome. Thank you for invitation. I enjoyed.
Yeah, thank you. Because obviously it's been your fault that we haven't. No, I'm just
you will hear the first part that we.
But no. Thank you, man. It's been good. And guys at home, keep liking, subscribing, sharing. I'm gonna put everyone's descriptions in the bio. And until next time, we're out.